The Paceman is Mini's latest but perhaps most controversial model to date, a bit of a Marmite car if you like. It's been designed with those in mind that like the drivability of the hatch but the added practicality of the countryman. Let's see if you love it or hate it. Whilst the front end looks similar, follow the contours to the rear and those extra doors have been sacrificed in favour of a more sleek three-door body style. Without sacrificing too much boot space, the tailgate opens upwards, revealing a large load area and a boot bigger than the standard hatch. Complete with floating floor, there's your added practicality. Which continues into passenger space because there is plenty of legroom and plenty of headroom, even if you are 6 foot tall, which incidentally I'm not. I'm 5'4.5", just in case you haven't seen any of my other CarBuyer video reviews. Anyway, back to this Mini. For fear of using such a cliche word, but I'm going to do it anyway, Minis are funky. And those sitting up front are surrounded by Mini's continued retro-themed dash, which spans across their range. And if you go for their version of the BMW iDrive, complete with infotainment and sat-nav, it's easy to use, which is no surprise given that BMW make these cars, which is also why the quality of the materials used is high and the finish is so good. Another funky, there I go again, but probably my favourite feature is the rainbow of colours that the mood lighting goes through. You just can't help but like it. Anyway, enough of that. I must show you the storage very quickly. We've got a decent sized glove box, some netting down here, 2 cup holders, somewhere for my mobile phone, a little bit of storage under the central armrest there, and a good sized door bin. And if parking isn't your strong point and you feel a little daunted by its slightly larger dimensions, then fear not, because these radar-style parking sensors provide you with all the help you need, even if they do sound a bit like a computer game. Easy. Running costs are always an important factor when choosing your next car, and the Paceman has pitched itself as sporty. So if you go for the Cooper S, which is the one that we're in today, it does 0 to 60 in 7.5 seconds, yet still manages 46 miles to the gallon. However, compromise on some of that performance and go for the more frugal diesel and you will enjoy 64 miles to the gallon, and it's only £30 a year to tax. Being a halfway house between the superb handling hatch and more practical estate, it is no surprise that the handling fits into this position as well. If you were being really picky, you might say there was a little bit too much roll in the corners. Which brings me on to some real negatives. Those missing 2 rear doors mean it's a bit of a pain when loading chunkier items into the back when the seats are down. And when you're using those seats for passengers, you can really only ferry 2 people around. Then there's the cost. It's considerably more expensive than both the vehicles that it sits in between in terms of performance and practicality. Having said that, its only real competitor is the Range Rover Evoque, and is almost half the price of one of those. Which makes the Paceman look like a bit of a bargain. It's the first hatchback offered in all-wheel drive, and if you are led by emotions, you might just fall in love with this one.